Greetings, sire. The desert awaits you. Greetings, sire. The desert awaits you. Starving Crusaders begin ransacking the surrounding countryside for food. Alexis quickly arranges sea transportation and escort to keep the Crusaders moving. Take control of the city of Nicaea with the Greek allies. Return. 1094 AD, Turkish armies begin attacking Europeans in Anatolia. Upon arrival in Constantinople, discipline breaks down, and the starving Crusaders begin ransacking the surrounding countryside for food. Emperor Alexis quickly arranges sea transportation and a military escort to keep the Crusaders moving.
Take control of the city of Nicaea with help from the Greek allies. The Turks will be unprepared for the attack, so the battle should prove simple. The journey to Jerusalem will need financing if the crusade is to succeed.
Instructions! We await orders! Moving off! Yes? Arrows ready! Something in mind. We shall dispatch them! Archers, ready! Notch arrows! The enemy are vanquished. My bow is yours. We are on our way. Your popularity is falling. Me lord? Cite your granary, sire. No change in the treasury, Lord.
This policy of no taxes is the least we could expect.
No change in the treasury, Lord. Cite your granary, sire. Cite your granary, sire.
This policy of no taxes is the least...
Cite no change in the treasury, Lord. Cite your granary, sire.
This policy of no taxes is the least we could expect.
Cite your granary, sire. Instructions! We await orders! No change in the treasury, Lord. Can't place that there, my lord.
Retire, my... Take control of the city of Nicaea with help from the Greek allies. The Turks will be unprepared for the attack, so the battle should prove simple. The journey to Jerusalem will need finance.
Yes? Leaving now! Moving off! Finding targets! My liege, let's ride! Archers, ready! We are on our way! Take steady aim! We await your orders. My bow is yours. Our blades are keen. My lord? Arrows ready! Leaving now! Notch arrows! Our horses are ready. Instructions! Moving off! Finding targets! The enemy are vanquished. We are on our way! Cite your granary, sire. Can't place that there, my lord.
Ja. Never seriously played it.
Can't place that there, my lord. Can't place that there, my lord. No change in the treasury, lord. No change in the treasury, lord. Can't place that there, my lord. No change in the treasury, lord. No change in the treasury, lord. Can't place that there, my lord. We await orders. Can't get there, lord. Leaving now. You have something in mind? Yes? Moving off. No change in the treasury, lord.
Bit much, these taxes.
Our gold stocks grow steadily, sire. We are almost out of food, sire. Your popularity is falling.
Wood needed. Not enough wood, my lord.
Wood needed. Wood needed. Wood needed. Our gold stocks grow steadily, sire. Our gold stocks grow steadily, sire. Can't place that there, my lord. Can't place that there, my lord. Our gold stocks grow steadily, sire. Granary stocks are very low, sire. We are almost out of food, sire. Granary stocks are very low, sire. We are almost out of food, sire. People are leaving the castle. Our granary stocks are growing, sire. Gold is flowing into the treasury, sire. People are unsure of you, sire. Not enough goods.
The Crusaders' march across Anatolia is difficult. The Turks burn all crops on their retreat southwards, and the Westerners have found themselves ill-equipped to deal with the freezing temperatures. After some minor skirmishes with the enemy, the army is left starving and exhausted.
Rebuild the wheat farms around the city of Heraclea to provision the army. Local reports suggest Turkish raiders have been operating nearby.
The stockpile is full, my lord. No change in the treasury, lord. Are growing, sire. Not enough workers available to run this building. Can't place that there, my lord. No change in the treasury, lord. Can't place that there, my lord. Our gold stocks grow steadily, sire. Weapons needed, sire.
Wood needed. Wood needed.
You can count on us. You can count on us. We're leaving now. Where are we going? Off we go.
We await
Weapons
orders.
needed,
Always
sire.
ready.
What'll it be?
Archers, ready!
You can count on us.
Our gold stocks grow steadily, sire. Can't place that there, my lord.
You can
Weapons
count on us.
needed, sire.
A small party of Arabian troops are heading to the castle.
Tell us what to do. Yes, my lordship. That'll be a little tricky.
We await orders. My bow is yours. We are on our way.
Arabian forces are attacking.
Me lord? Leaving now! Instructions! The stockpile is full, my lord. We await orders. Yes? Take steady aim! Archers, ready! My bow is yours. Me lord? Arrows, ready! Instructions! Notch arrows!
Can't place that there, my lord. We await orders. Moving off. We are on our way. The stockpile is full, my lord. Can't place that there, my lord. Can't place that there, my lord. Can't place that there, my lord.
Wood stocks are too low, sire.
No change in the treasury, lord. Needs to be placed adjacent to the granary. Your popularity is falling.
More wood is needed.
Can't place that there, my lord. Our gold stocks grow steadily, sire. Our gold stocks grow steadily, sire.
Not enough wood, my lord. More wood is needed.
Can't place that there, my lord. Yes? Archers, ready! My bow is yours. We await
Weapons
orders.
needed, sire.
Yeah, it is a good general purpose war game. I mean, considering that it is supposed to simulate everything from ancient warfare to modern warfare. Of course, it is somewhat, or has to go some, yeah, what, I'm missing the words. Can't go that deep, yeah? But scenario-wise,
Lord, leaving
you will have
now.
enough content, yeah, I also own it. There are some cool scenarios which you never find in, oh man, the music. which you not find that often in other operational war games. Like, I don't know, Chechen War. But there's hundreds of scenarios, so... But don't expect something super deep. There's even... There are some special rules for certain scenarios or timelines. You can even play the Battle of Jutland, Skagerwagenschlacht.
Moving off!
There's everything there. There's even a Lord of the Rings mod or scenario.
We await orders.
You can count on
sire.
us.
Recruits needed, sire. Our treasury is emptying.
A small party of Arabian troops are heading to the castle.
Can't place that there, my lord.
I played, for example, the Georgian War 2008. In it, I don't know any other game that is simulating it. Everybody forgot about that war. I mean, it took only a couple of days, but was not that different from what the
Arabian
Russians intended
forces
to
are attacking.
happen in Ukraine.
Instructions!
Just as the difference that it doesn't take a couple of days, but years.
We are on our way.
Shit.
Finding targets. Take steady aim. Arrows ready. Notch arrows. Leaving now. Can't place that there, my lord. Can't place that there, my lord. We await orders.
You can count on us.
Sometimes a bit too anonymous, but there's a problem that many of those operational war games have, that you can't feel the battle. Oh yeah, Shadow Empire new DLC. Do you know what about it is? Yeah, that's great, so I then can hold and have a good incentive to start a new playthrough.
Wood needed.
The Publica, okay. Sounds politic. Do they already have aircraft? Yeah, aircraft are free patch. Yeah, I mean, sure.
More wood is
Shadow
needed.
Empire is a great game.
Wood needed.
I mean, it's hard a bit to get into that, but it's just those games. It's not because the game is bad, it has simply too much choices. I struggle nowadays. Man, back as a kid when I was stupid, simply play. Oh, that was the great times. Nowadays, should I pick a brick planet? Should I pick harsh climate? Should I pick alien life? I don't know. that is for me, man, das die Qual der Wahl. It's really becoming a thing. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you don't even want to have too much choice. That's why sometimes the same with the mods, yeah. I mean, I'm also quite notorious for if I have too many mods, man, I install 5,000 mods and nuke my installation. Yeah. Oh, that mod is great. Come on, that is, yeah, but that mod is also great. Man, that sounds good. Okay. And same with those options, yeah. Especially Shadow Empire is very brutal there, because there's so many interesting options, but you don't have really a clue what is. It's also a problem with those 4X games or Civilization type of games. Either it's too easy, and you're steamrolling the map,
A small party of Arabian
or
troops
you're
are heading
getting
to the
wrecked.
castle.
It's really hard to figure out sweet spot there.
We're leaving now.
Especially Shadow Empire, I might steamroll here, I don't know, 5 minor factions. Suddenly you encounter some major faction and those still steamroll you because they already live in the future.
People are leaving the castle.
You can count on us.
We await orders needed, sire. Can't place that there, my
Probably
lord.
true, yeah. I sometimes miss, man, simply being stupid. That was the times, man, as a kid.
Where are we?
Didn't give a shit
Arabian
about anything.
forces are attacking.
Simply, game, press play. Game good.
Always ready. Off we go. Piece of cake. No problem. That'll be a little tricky.
Yeah, but I like that game. Digging into that. I mean, real-time strategy was never my strength.
Yes, my lordship.
I guess later it will become a bit stressful.
We're leaving now.
So it's a bit too much for me to handle, but it is really cool, yeah.
Can't place that there, my lord.
What is going on here with my workforce? You have food, housing.
Our gold stocks grow steadily, sire.
I mean, we don't need gold. We have enough. Yeah.
Our gold stocks grow steadily,
No
sire.
taxes.
Our gold stocks grow
You can even pay them.
steadily, sire.
Okay. That dude is simply visiting here. Privet. Hello. You are dying for me. Very great. Yeah. You don't know my name, but I'm important.
No change in the treasury, lord. No change in the treasury, lord. No change in the treasury, lord.
Why, thank you, my lord.
This building has no labor, sire. This building has no labor, sire. Work halted, my lord. This building is currently functioning, my lord. Work halted, my lord. This building has no labor, sire. Work halted, this building is currently functioning, my lord. Work halted, my lord. This building is currently functioning, my lord. We are losing a little money, my liege.
they also released today the remaster of Rule the Waves 3, which is basically you can now turn on dark mode. That is nowadays warranting the term remaster. And the Matrix stars are now going all into this remaster hype. That Vietnam, the size of campaign, not the size of campaigns here, campaign series Vietnam also already carries the tag remaster, but it became really meme worthy for Rule the Waves 3. Rule the Waves 3 remastered now with dark mode. Which 6 years ago, man, or 5 years ago, I said, man, can you please make that game dark? And then I applied, what was it, Windows blinds, and basically made my own dark mode. Basically sometimes quite blasting, man. I don't know, is it sometimes so loud? Because those suits, man, simply, they all in. Yeah, okay, I don't know exactly what warranted the remaster, I just read the title. That is good, but yeah, this Rule the Waves remaster. What did he remaster? Yeah, dark mode. I mean, there's some other changes, but did they already release it? Let me check. But Rule the Waves, I wanted to start another playthrough anyways, perhaps I say US this time. What did I do? Germany or UK? It's a big remaster, man. The epic remaster, dark mode. Yeah, but the game is great. I mean, it's not that really hard to get into it. For example, still to this very day, I don't know exactly what is appropriate armor, thickness, or cannon equipment for this or that ship. But I simply check what the enemies have, and then you try to improve as much as possible. And you can play the game pretty good like that. I think also the auto designer is working pretty good. And you basically press auto design and then you improve on that design. That worked for me wonders. And never was really that. I'm also not really, I'm not into yeah, okay.
Rule the Waves 3.
Which means it's available. And I mean, the combat is also almost self-explanatory. So if you would give me simply the design, I would have no clue. Okay. I want to build a battlecruiser. What is now exactly up? How thick has to be the deck and the belt? Yeah. I mean, you can look up that stuff, and because they use also historical values, but I usually always use the auto designer and simply looked up the designs, because your espionage delivers you the designs of the others, of the AI. And then you can improve on that and get a grip.
A small...
And then it becomes rather very approachable. Without being some ship building expert. I mean, sure, some basics you need to know, yeah. If you can't tell a battlecruiser from a... Or if you can't tell a destroyer from a battleship, okay. Yeah, but I guess that's not the case, yeah. It's a beautiful game, but unfortunately...
Arabian forces are attacking.
Now after their main developer deceased, Man, I had a really interesting
us what to do.
contact with former
This'll
team
be
leader
easy.
of NWS.
Simple.
Dude almost refused to sell me a game.
Your popularity is
Yeah.
rising.
Despite giving him my money,
Off we
because
go.
I bought one of the last CD copies back in the days for my wargame channel of Naval Supremacy or whatever it is called. Yeah, I had an email contact with the former team leader of the people who made NWS. I mean, now NWS is Naval Warfare Sims. That is developers of Rule the Waves. And there was basically one or two dudes, and the main dude, yeah, unfortunately deceased a year ago or 2 years ago.
Yes,
And
my
with
lordship.
that man I had contact. They made really some crazy, I mean there's also this unofficial campaign expansion for Fighting Steel, which is still a beautiful game. And they made really some crazy stuff there. And they also made some, yeah, strategic naval warfare game. It's not that crazy. I made the first video on YouTube on that. You had to buy the physical disc, and I didn't have a digital version because of rights. This, some of the former developers, rights holders, were not available anymore. So they only sold their remaining stockpile of discs. And I want to buy it, and the dude wrote me 5 emails. Are you sure you want to buy that? It is a game that is not in active development. Yeah, Jimmy, I know. Give me that game now, man. Take my money. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, but I will not provide any Shut the fuck up. Give me. Send that game to me now. Dude, the money was basically already transferred via PayPal, but wrote me 5 emails because he couldn't be convinced that I really want that game, no matter in what condition. Despite it was running on Windows 10 or 11, so. How much bread do we have here now?
That's a long way. We're leaving now.
Someone have the feeling, man, those dudes eating our bread.
Money stocks are growing, sire.
Stop eating so much.
We are losing a little money, my liege.
Yeah,
A fair tax system all round.
Gee, I don't have any what? They're eating all my bread?
Our food stocks are dwindling, my liege.
I mean, dwindling. It's enough fruits, man. People should... Ah, that's how you do it, okay. No bread for you. Peasants. It's for the army. The dude's eating all my bread. Since half an hour. And I didn't realize that. Yeah, and I mean, I made really the best naval war games. I mean, I played all those games, yeah, I played all of them. Also, Steam and Iron is crazy game.
A small party of Arabian troops are heading to the castle.
They made really the best campaign modes, which is really hard to make a good campaign mode for naval war games. Because naval warfare is... yeah, slow. It is not... I mean, if you want to have it authentic. Steam and Iron also has a beautiful campaign mode. Crazy how good it is. Really genius. Genius. Still this very day you can get those games for $10. Definitely play it again. There's also some custom campaigns. World War I, Russo-Japanese War. Yeah, with World War II then, of course, things, aircraft carriers and whatever that is.
Arabian forces are attacking.
The campaign mode is crazy.
Off we go.
Sure, I mean, everybody is talking about Rule the Waves. Steam and Iron is already forgotten because that game is also old.
Piece of cake. No problem.
but it has a crazy campaign mode.
This'll be easy.
Basically, the DLC they're now releasing for Rule the Waves is basically the Steam and Iron battle mode, which is, but without the campaign mode, unfortunately. The operational campaign mode was really good. Despite Rule the Waves 3, that was the second best campaign. Tony's.
Yes, my lordship.
Steam and Iron, man. I have the Black Sea campaign. Turkey versus Russia. Really cool idea. You have basically points. There's turns, like, I don't know, every turn is 1 month or something. And depending on what upper command decides,
you can
have
count on us.
certain deployment points and certain missions in the AO. You have several missions, perhaps you don't want to take all. If you take all, you need to split up your forces, which gives you a really good idea about naval warfare, why naval warfare was not only simply blopping. That is the big problem of most games, that you simply blop. So you take all your fleet and blop the other dude. Why that is not possible. I mean, Rule the Waves is also visualizing that pretty good with the requirements, having destroyers here and there. But Steam and Iron is really good. It's crazy, man. 20 years ago or whatever, man, what people figured out there.
The stockpile is full, my lord.
Ah. Okay, then let me install the Rule the Waves 3. While we play Crusaders, and I wait for my bread, I will check the new interface.
Is the newest entry in the
The stockpile is full, my lord. Work halted, my lord. Work halted, my lord. Work halted, my lord. Can't place that there, my lord. Can't place that there, my lord. Needs to be placed adjacent to the stockpile.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I talked about. They released basically a battle mode. Yeah. Basically what you had in Steam and Iron. Unfortunately without the unique Steam and Iron campaign mode. Yeah, Steam and Iron was basically your go-to game if you wanted to have historical battles. They had all battles from, yeah, beginning from the pre-Dreadnought area, Russo-Japanese War, yeah, armored cruisers, up to World War I, before carriers became a thing. But, of course, Rule the Waves 3 has...
A small party of Arabian troops are heading to the castle.
more sophisticated mechanics. But yeah, I don't know. It's really bad that they didn't add the unique campaign mode. especially for modders. You have to play it in order to see how genius it is. I would even say that the Steam and Iron campaign mode is more genius, at least from its basic idea, than the Rule the Waves campaign. Which is also, both campaigns are basically the best. I also played this game with better graphics, but the Dreadnought game, but nah man, they can't handle it.
Arabian forces are attacking.
But Steam and Iron, I mean, you can get the game for $10 on NWS. They're still selling it. Really good game. The campaign mode is really cool. You also have decisions to make, like do you want to
Where are we going?
get that ship back into service, but then you will lose victory points, or do you want to rather try it with a smaller fleet? And you can't deploy everyone, and yeah, really good.
Piece of cake, no problem. This'll be easy.
I mean, Rule the Waves is more abstracted, it's more on a strategic layer.
Simple.
It's simply the encounters happen automatic, while Steam and Iron is the peak of naval operational warfare ever in video game history. Really figured it out.
We're leaving now. Off we go.
Kurwa.
That'll be a little
Is it all
tricky.
dudes? No. Yeah, I don't know, I think they're selling it for $10.
Piece of cake.
The Russo-Japanese war is more limited, if you're interested, but I own all of those games. But of course the World War I, yeah, it is gifted. But the World War I, there's also still, I hope so, that you still can download the campaigns, custom campaigns in the forum.
That's a long way.
I still have here, look at me. Still, will never lose those folders. This is the Steam folder, wait. Because I deleted so many war games where people even got mad at me because I probably owned the last existing copy of it. Like for example of that naval game or of that tank mod. That's my NWS here. Okay, those folders we can delete. Rule the Waves 2 is not a thing anymore. But here, Steam and Iron. Adriatic campaign, Arena of Steel, which is Germans have more ships in World War I basically, because Black Sea, I think Turkey versus Russia, and Mediterranean campaigns. I download every mod, and that is Russo-Japanese War. For Russo-Japanese War, there's not that much. Wait, I have still that campaign game. Is it launching on Windows 11? That is here, this, here. Supremacy at Sea, yeah. Where's the exe? It's still on it. It's not installed. Wait, is yeah, exactly. Sometimes games not launch when. Please tell me that. And you can also design here your own ships. Also, they already had it figured out. Crazy. 20 years ago. Nice, it is launching. It's basically 2 games in one. Yeah, you have the battle mode. That is what they will now add to Rule the Waves 3. You also have a battle editor, but it also has a campaign module. And these campaigns are really unique. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly when they could sim. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I think the early 2000s were really the peak of. I mean, you have of course great war games these days, but I mean from a programming sense, from a coding sense, with Combat Mission 1, I mean Combat Mission 2 of course as well, which was released 2008. I think that was also the evolution, absolutely. Stuff like IEDs, and which people still can't figure out to this very day, because brain in a jar, what is that dude called? I forgot his, Molyan, probably butchered his name, is simply too busy to tell you what he is making. No, that is this game is also cool. This I think you were one day in a stream that was this 2D game. Also millions of battles. This navies at war. This turn-based, really cool game. I even have the Thunder at Sea expansion for... Man, they remade Naval Warfare Simulation, or those 2 or 3 dudes or whatever made really... They made genius stuff. Yeah, Jutland, this Eagle Jutland can't compete with that. Sure, it has better graphics, but... It is separate games. One is World War One, and one is Russo-Japanese War. If you want max content, then you pick the World War One. But I have both. I mean, for $8 or €8. I bought it for 15 or 20 back in the days. Back in the days, a couple of years ago. $8 is a steal, especially with all the battles. I mean, you can replay battles. Yeah, that is basically what the DLC will be now for Rule the Waves. All historical battles or all major battles for the Russo-Japanese War or for World War One. And you have this operational campaign mode. This authentic historical OOBs. And it works. You can play, for example, here. That is what most games always failed. To give you because it became too micromanaging. Yeah? For example, this 3D game was absolutely horrific to play. Yeah? So they really have the best campaigns. And then this expansion module for Viking Steel, a third party, it was not even their game. It's a bit janky, but considering the age, it was released in the early 2000s or something, it's brutally visionary. So exe. Oh, I hope that my Windows didn't eat the exe, because this game is probably so seldom played. I had that already with many other war games. If something is so seldom, then Windows Defender will simply think, man, I can't tell what it is. I've never seen that on another user's PC. Better delete it. Yeah. So if you download really niche stuff, always Windows Defender is getting crazy. I somehow have the bad feeling that my exe got deleted here. Of this, but I mean, that game is not really that. Yeah. Uh-oh. Or was it a Java game? No. Shit, I think Windows Defender. No, here, wait, what? Oh yeah, no. Okay. Yeah, but that game is okay. Okay, but is there any good naval? Yeah, War in the Pacific by Gary Grigsby, man. Gary Grigsby, man, made a deal with the devil. Yeah, it's not really that important, but Steam and Iron I can definitely recommend. A really cool game. Yeah, for example, here there's my World War One version. Yeah, Wolfpack, I don't know. Do you like it? I struggle with it because it has this manual water bombing mechanics and torpedo mechanics. I mean, the torpedo mechanics are fine, but the the depth charging, I don't know, especially if you have a lot of escorts, becomes super annoying. I asked them that they make some automatization and introduce some system, chance-based system. They were saying, yeah, we're working on that, but I don't know if that ever happened. But there's no other games, or board games only. There's only board games when it comes to that Ubisoft Destroyer game, which runs in the Silent Hunter 2 engine. It's even with the mod, it's not good enough. It's very janky. Yeah, original. Wait, is that? No, I think this one here. I download all scenarios. Definitely not. Here. Okay, I saw that many. But you have also battle generator. It's exactly the stuff you're getting now. I somehow. Yeah, I mean, it's not really that crazy to think about that, but I think they are now basically trying to connect the Steam and Iron battle code to rule the waves. Or that one developer that now took over. But unfortunately, without that campaign mode. Man, we will play that. Good that you mentioned it. It's really smart. Yeah, Hunter is. I'm a huge. I'm not that a huge fan of Hunter. Found that a bit too easy. Hunted, man. Hunted is. I love that game. That is really how German submarine commanders feel back in the days. You have a bad call and you're dead. This period, man. You don't come back. The happy times are over. Yeah, submarining is also something that is not really that. But Rule Away 3, man, I always ruled as Germany with fast cruisers and tons of submarines. That was always my strategy. I never built battleships, never, because you can't outbuild the US or the British. Yeah, but Hunted is really, I think, the best board game. It's, of course, as somewhat becomes with the time a bit simple, rinse and repeat. But Hunted, I mean, is really great. The Hunted. And the Italian one is also good. It's also the Italian World War II one. So also challenging. World War One, yeah, okay. But the submarines didn't really had true opponents in World War One. I mean, sure, there were submarines sunk and rammed and whatever, yeah. But you can't compare it to late World War II, yeah. Mid or late World War II when the tables turned. That's why I like Hunted. When you know, man, that... And they really worked it out when for example, the destroyer got a fix on you. You get the penalty on your future throws. And you already think, oh shit, man, I'm screwed. I'm screwed, please let me get out of here. That's exactly how it happened back in the days, man. When they got a fix on you, you were probably already half in the grave. I mean, the Germans also deployed those Wolfpack tactics out of necessity. Yeah, because they already considered that a couple of submarines will get sunk in the attack. What is with the Japanese one? Is exactly the Japanese one I wanted to play. Because Japanese, Japanese had quite a sophisticated submarine force, at least on paper. But nice, Steam and Iron. Yeah, good choice. We will definitely play that. Also now, even thinking now to play it right now. There was who's that Compass Games? Nah, Hunted board game. There was a Japanese version in the making. I mean, the American version, the most successful submarine campaign in history was not the German one, it was the US one. But for game purposes, the US campaign is a bit, hard to take because in the beginning you suffer hardcore challenges and then it becomes super easy. That was the historical playthrough. Germans have a more gamey approach. In the beginning everything was easy and then it became impossible hardcore. Yeah. The Germans, they knew, okay, those submarines knew how to make games. It's also, I also love late war German submarines because of this desperation. Also in Silent Hunter 5 or Silent Hunter 3. Basically like Das Boot style. Weil Das Boot, that dude who wrote the book, he was a reporter for, which was indeed on submarines, but he got it a bit wrong. I think Das Boot is playing in 40 or 41. And depicting some super desperate German submarine force, which was absolutely nonsense. Also a lot of submarine skippers, Günther Buchheim, yeah, exactly, was in this museum. A lot of skippers also called him out. I mean, he made a great book. I think he is a bit over focused on this cruise mag talk about, I don't know what, fucking and whatever. I mean, half of the book is people talking about. I mean, sure, if you some 18-year-old dude, man, locked in a tube. But I don't really had any value of that. The movie is way better. I think the movie is better than the book. The book is really half. Man, I would like to stuff my cock into. And oh man, Jenny, look at that. It's always this basically this talk, which was probably authentic, because that dude was situated. The reporter was often away from the officers. He was often situated with the crew members. But 41 was definitely not a desperate time. 41 was happy times for the German submarines. Mid 42, early to mid 42, man, things changed drastically. Yeah. With new convoy tactics and everything. There was 1 month they lost. I think there was 1 month they lost 100 submarines. They lost, I think, 50% or something of their submarine force. Where Dönitz, that he a submarine commander, was saying, "Hey, what the fuck is going?" I think he ordered all submarines to return to base because it was suddenly all submarines exploded. Yeah. So re-released? Is it? Oh. It grows bigger when I pull on it. Your daddy gave you good advice. Pay later. In stock? Ah, it's already released. No, pre-order. It's not released, I think. Yeah, I think the Japanese had crazy submarines. They had aircraft carrier submarines. There was some crazy ideas in World War I with submarines, man. There were huge artillery submarines. There were aircraft carrying submarines, which could store 2 or 3 aircraft inside and use surface and then launch them. And they also wanted to deploy a biologic weapon with a submarine. But most of the force completely failed. The Japanese submarine force completely failed. Really like the extended version. There is a scene in the Puff where the reporter is talking to the Rothaarige officer, and the reporter is saying, yeah, it will be aufregend, and the redhead tells him how many U-boats have been sunk recently, and they say something like, schön aufregend. Cross of Iron level. Yeah, the movie is perfect, but they simply need to turn it to 43. 41 is not fitting. I know what he got wrong there. I guess he was probably... I mean, he wrote the book after the war, and I think he was a reporter indeed in 40 or 41. At those 3 desperate times, they started with late 42, 43. Yeah. You would simply add 1 or 2 years to... I mean, who cares? I think the year is not even mentioned that often. Is it even mentioned in the book? In the movie, it's immediately mentioned here, 41, La Rochelle. Complete nonsense, yeah. 41 was happy times, man. They were blowing up shit left and right. I think 41 was where Britain was worrying and thinking. It was, I think in 41 they reached, finally, in 1 month they reached their goal of nuking more tonnage than whatever they sent out. Where even Britain was worrying, oh shit, they might be achieving their goals. I mean, they had always this goal to nuke more tonnage than Britain requires or something like that, and there was 1 month, I think only 1 month where they reached this goal, and it was in 41, yeah. Exactly, yeah, 41 was peak. It was absolutely not some desperate submarine commanders, oh shit man, the war is lost. That is more late 42, 43, yeah. So that movie at least, but that is not really a big thing. But that time frame doesn't absolutely make sense. 2024? What do you mean? Release yet, Jimmy? Yeah, okay, but it's not out yet. Yeah, but then probably the Eastern Front would have had less. Or the Africa Corps would have had less. There's always a problem, and I mean, in the end, it's of course good that they lost. The Nazis, but yeah, if Dönitz would have get his 300 instead of 20, and probably type 2 submarines, man. Everybody knows in Silent Hunter those type 2 submarines. the type 2 man noob marine. Yeah, then probably he would have lacked something on the Eastern Front, and it would even went worse there. But it would also have caused issues for D-Day. Yeah, I mean, it depends. I mean, they completely miscalculated. The Germans completely failed on miscalculated D-Day. Yes. I mean, the Allies really screwed them good over there. They mispredicted the landing zones. And Hitler had his 10 hour. Hitler got 10 hours, the news 10 hours later, because he nobody was having the balls to wake him up. And there's some fucking 2 Panzer Corps were locked and couldn't move. Oh, shit, man, Jimmy, we need immediately to go to the beach. But, you know, we need a superior order. Yeah, okay, call him. He's sleeping. Yeah, then wake him up. I don't know. There was one, I mean, I don't know if it, I doubt that it would have changed much, because the Germans were already thinned out. Because they had to throw up so much into the Eastern Front. This plan of getting a separate piece on the Western Front was complete nonsense. Would have never happened. And even without D-Day, I think the Germans wouldn't have managed the Eastern Front. Not
a small
I think.
party of Arabian troops are heading to the castle.
It's fact. They would have not managed the Eastern Front, man. The Russian beer was awakened. The woke beer was to pumping out more T-70, T-34s, man. That is, the Germans knew it also. That's also why they should have prepared better and whatever. No. They wanted to attack the Soviets as early as possible, because they were, after they nuked, Stalin nuked 60% of their officers, and with the shit show in Finland. It's crazy what the people were believing back in days. Nowadays you hear those reports. The crazy plan of Hitler to invade Soviet Union was scheduled to fail.
Arabian forces are attacking.
No.
Always ready.
Back in the days, people were thinking, man, France is the body bagger, and those dudes. Oh shit. Oh, okay.
This'll be easy.
After Finland, man, everybody was thinking the Russians are complete. The Soviets are complete incapable of proper warfare. That is this retrospective. Yeah, I'm now the chair force. Yeah, the plan was so crazy and could never work out. I mean, they completely misjudged the Soviet strength, yeah, but they were thinking that army is useless. Back in the days, it was common knowledge, or not knowledge, what you call common opinion, that
You can count on us.
Needed, sire.
that France is the
What'll it be?
European mainland superpower.
Piece of cake.
Nobody gave a damn about Russia. Of course, underestimated, yeah. Like the bullshit you have nowadays, yeah. Russians, they can only do human wave attacks, man. If you hear some military expert talking about human wave attacks, stop listening to that retard, yeah.
Tell us what to do. Yes, my lordship.
They do exactly what is only viable now in this modern drone screwed warfare. Complete nonsense here, human wave attacks, man. Fucking retards, man. It's really a shame, man, that such people are allowed to earn money.
We're leaving now. Off we go.
Yeah, and the Eastern Front, I mean, that's why. Same for Japan. Japan also knew, man, they need to attack the US now. If they attack in 1 or 2 years, those dudes are too strong. Same. Japan and Germany, they share the same problem. Resource shortage. Of course, they told you about this racist shit, yeah? Lebensraum, that is what dictators do, yeah? But there was an obvious reason, man. They needed oil, and both fought basically for resource. The Japanese wanted the oil-rich southern islands, which were occupied by the Dutch, by the French, by the British, and the US. Because they realized they were limited. Same for Germany. Germany had complete shitty. I mean, they had Romania importing here a couple of. They had, of course, this synthetic oil, which is completely a joke. And they rolled into Russia, or into the Soviet Union, Of course, it was also race racial superiority or whatever, but they need resources, they need oil. That's why they wanted to go there, here south of Stalingrad, into what is those mountains called? What the name? Yeah, Japanese captured. That's what what was the plan? They basically also did a blitzkrieg to capture quickly those islands in order to make it too costly for the US. They knew already. They knew the US will sooner or later nuke those dudes and outperform them. Caucasus, no, wait, huh? So where was those oil fields? But they got stuck there at Stalingrad.
A small party of Arabian troops are heading to the castle.
Yeah, the Japanese knew that they will be outperformed. They had the plan simply to occupy those islands and make it too costly for the US to recapture them.
We await orders. You can count on us.
They never had plans, man, to invade the US or something, to beat them completely. Even if they would have nuked all the aircraft carriers, let's say at Pearl Harbor, yeah, they would have taken them out of game long enough to occupy all those islands. That was the plan. Unfortunately, it failed. Because all those carriers were not there, only those old-ass battleships. Mountains and crosses grow, yeah.
Arabian forces are attacking.
Where are we going? No.
What is here with my bread? Can we finally finish the mission, please? How much bread do we need?
Our food stocks are dwindling, my liege.
Nah, Jimmy. Are you kidding me?
No change in the treasury, lord.
So, somebody eating my bread? Where's the bread? Definitely need more bakeries. Cool, there's a Emden scenario. Emden, what was it again? Emden.
Can't place that there, my lord. Yes?
Always ready. What'll it be?
I always want to set a rally point.
We await
You can
orders.
count on us.
We await orders.
Is it possible to set a rally point in this game? Yeah, you know, two. The German ship. Like a lot of ships pissed off the Brits and they made it priority. SMS Emden that converted World War I armored cruiser, what was it, this merchant raider. Which was the most successful one because Scharnhorst and especially the Bismarck completely failed. As they simply failed to predict that World War I raiding is over. Or classic merchant raiding is over. Indian Ocean, yeah. Yeah, SMS Emden, yeah. It was originally a World War I ship, right? And then converted. I think I remember it from Hearts and Iron. Where you can... Yeah, it's World War I, yeah. Oh, late. Armored cruiser. There's a light cruiser. Yeah, I mean those designations changed. Let me check the picture. Yeah, that was definitely not considered a light crew. I don't know. Some ships change designations left and right. I mean, check how a destroyer looked in World War I and check how a destroyer looked in late 45. A destroyer in 45 would have been considered a battle cruiser. Not battle cruiser, but in World War I. World War One, it was basically a torpedo ship, man. Not even a corvette. It was a was not even big enough for a corvette.
Antioch was a strong and difficult city to attack. Fortunately, the Crusaders had a spy on the inside. He
Yeah,
arranged
smaller
for
ships.
one section of the wall
I mean,
to be
all the
unguarded,
capitals or
allowing the
sub-capitals
Crusaders
completely
to
failed in
swim
World War
through
Two.
St. George's Gate.
I mean,
and
despite
take the city.
what did the Germans had in the north as fleet and being at Norway, but that ship, I mean, fleet and being is of course a thing. That was basically the German strategy, but Bismarck and who got sunk in the, or who got self-sunk in Spain, or where was it? Because it was interned. Was it the Scharnhorst? Because they had to, with damage, they had to steer into a neutral port. I think it was Spain or Portugal. And then they nuked their own ship. Also did almost nothing, the Scharnhorst, and Bismarck was a complete fail. I mean, it blew up some ships, okay, yeah. But then it died on the voyage.
A huge Turkish army is on its way, so quickly garrison the city walls and man its towers. All food and trade routes are
So
cut
all those
off.
ships were designed
Make
before
the most
they
of limited
realized
supplies. It will take a lot of faith to hold Antioch.
the classic battle cruiser and battleship is not viable anymore. Yeah. Yeah, night surface attacks, blah blah blah, okay. No. You can't properly disengage without getting an air raid into your face. That was the Emden. No, there was several ships that happened. Emden, no, it was some bigger ship. It was, I think it was the Scharnhorst. Oh wait, what? Okay. Oh yeah, okay, that dude died on sea. Okay. No, you're right, definitely not the Scharnhorst. Scharnhorst died on the high seas. It was a German ship internet self-destruct. I don't know how you described it. Spain? Ja, na, das ist World War. Ah, Graf Spee, ja, okay. It was a Graf Spee, sure, yeah. Yeah, Scuttle, true. The Graf Spee was sent into the Southern Atlantic. Also got quickly intercepted there, without making that much damage, and then ended up in Uruguay. You're right. It was not. Okay, Uruguay. And then here, Langer Hans in der Hose had to scuttle it. But I remember that crew or whatever those dudes were then somehow smuggled. Yeah, whatever, it was a Graf Spee, which, what was it, a battle cruiser by that point. Yeah, pretty sure. That is definitely that is a battlecruiser. Yeah. It was one of the pocket battleship in World War One, and in World War Two you would rather was it designated as some sort of battlecruiser, which was one of the biggest ships the Germans had. Yeah, sunk there rather fast. Yeah. I find it sometimes those videos too short. Man, I really like those dudes that I don't know can talk 1 or 2 hours about one aircraft type or one ship type. Especially ships. I think naval knowledge is really not that widespread. Everybody knows about Tiger tanks, but how ships were designed and how ships ended up being like that in World War One or World War Two, that's really rather unique knowledge. Or aircraft, yeah. And then you realize that those people were not that stupid. Even the shitty designs were perhaps based on good ideas. His account of the Russia 2 parts and the second is hilarious. Yeah man, the Russians got wrecked hard there by those Italian cruisers. Which are Japanese bought. Come on, wait. I need to check out now the remaster of Rule of Waves 3. Holy moly, man! Hold your horses, please. Watch me, I got a new logo. Campaign Series Remastered, man. Remaster. Screw it. I don't need my old saves. I don't understand why Jap is considered racial. Was it really used by Americans, I guess? But was it used as an insult? Or, I mean, you also say Brit. But I noticed that for Japanese, I found myself that I want to shorten a word. Like you say Brit or Ger for Germans. And you want to shorten it to Jap, and then you realize, no, that is not possible because it is extra bad. And you notice also in all this software and whatever, it gets yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Brits, clouds, gas, Amis. Everybody shortens those national, but for some reason, yeah, that Jap thing turned into a racial slur, which is fine. I don't want to offend anyone, but I found myself indeed sometimes that I wanted to write something like Jap video game, because I wanted to not to write Japanese, shorten it down. But in that case, you can't do it, Exactly, you can't write Japanese. You want to write Jap. This is bullshit nowadays. Hey, Lonetta. I mean, nobody, Army, Brit. It's already here. Dark mode, look at that, man. Finally, they removed that damn picture here. There was this picture here. I mean, that is basically looking like my exactly looking like my Windows blinds 5 years ago. However, they had this one JPEG picture here, which is basically baked into the exe. Finally, they removed that because they couldn't figure it out on their own. So you had not this harsh contrast from a white picture to man, that is here remastered. Perhaps I want to play it now. Can remember how it is even working. Ah, nah, man, I can get it together. Wait, if I want to design a ship, I check always the enemy. What's the way to check the... I mean, now the game is just beginning. I think you gain... Ah, here. Ah, exactly. And you can click here, yeah? And then you see the basic information. Man, I love this Excel art. I don't know what people have. I really love the art of Rule the Waves 3. For me, that is really the Unreal 10 engine. Then you see the gun layout and at least the belt. I think there's, if you spice figure out something, at least you can, unfortunately information is not baked into those screens, I think. But you can tell usually by speed and whatever, then it becomes rather small steps. The type of guns they carry, the speed, the displacement, especially the armor belt, and then you can tell, and of course the turret configuration. And then you can improve on that or come up with something completely different. For example, when I was playing Germany, I always made sure that I had the fastest ships, so I can outrun them. Yeah? The British always had the bigger fleet, or the US. And then, but that also didn't work out, and then I switched over to light cruisers. And somehow won every war. By merchant raiding the heck out of with submarines and light cruisers. I really love the art here. So do we want to continue Crusader Kings or do we want to play Rule the Waves 3? The audience can decide. I can figure it out. My brain still has enough glucose. Tigers on the Hunt. No. But I'm ready. I'm ready. I prepared it. I prepared Tigers on the Hunt. Perfect. Oh, Omar Beach, man. But I think my brain is not ready for that anymore. What is here the mission objective? Shit, I didn't read that. What was it? So I want to play Rule the Waves 3, huh? But what nation? Either Britain or US? In Germany I already played. Russia, nah. Italy, nah.
Retire, my lord?
And then I call the video Rule the Waves 3 the Mega Remaster. This game changed my life. 10 things you would have never expected to see in Rule the Waves 3. And all those YouTube titles.
Antioch was a strong and difficult city to attack.
A huge Turkish army is on its way, so quickly garrison the city walls and man its towers. All food and trade routes are cut off. Make the most of limited supplies. It will take a lot of...
Oh shit. Yeah, I mean...
Retire, my lord?
Let me check out Rule 3, how it goes, if it is... I'm not sure if that is because it's already late. Will overload my brain. I can run it. Tigers and Huntman, that is simply the game of the champions, yeah. That is high stakes. That requires too much air. On the other hand. Nah, man. Also, I need to pick a scenario that will take time because those Rico scenarios are always getting my butt kicked. I can't play them anymore. Completely lost my self-esteem since playing those scenarios. My life changed. Cause that dude, I don't know, man, going all in. If you don't replay the scenario 10 times before you win it, it is a bad scenario. Okay, yeah, come on, let's check that out here. Here in celebration of the massive remaster here. Man, it's like a new game. There's the other color schemes. I'm not really even that happy with that one. But it's okay, it's fine. This looks exactly like... okay, I say nothing. Shit, what was that again? What's the difference between Admiral... Got it. Casualties of War guy. What that guy is now doing in exactly that moment. Probably listening to us. Thank you, man. Stipe. I'll find you. If I remember correctly, Admiral Captain Small was basically micro, but you don't need to micro. Admiral Small, you only have command over the flagship, which can be annoying. Rear Admiral might be a reason why that is selected. It is changing the victory points, so did they remove that finally? Yeah. Initial control. Because there was, they tied the victory points to those modes, which is rather stupid because usually you just, you don't want even to, I mean, sure, there's some dudes that want to micro everything, okay. I've seen YouTube videos where everybody's microing every single ship, man, every second giving orders. Okay, no, it's fine, yeah? If you play like that, it's okay, yeah? But I don't want to micro those ships. But sometimes you have some of these ships doing some nonsense. And if you pick Admiral's mode, you will never receive command over them. Rear Admiral seems to be fine. What is the difference between those two? No idea. I mean, if I think Captain Small was that you can change everything in the ship. Yeah, but a widescreen on long time, and it will screw your eyes. I mean, I was not completely happy with it. But on the other hand, that is perfect. I mean, that's the best dark mode you can get with this shade. I also experimented a lot back in the days with Windows blinds. With all those war games coming with this Windows interface. Yeah, let's simply play it. I will cut the... GSI. Wo do I no. It's a search window, I remember. Oh, yeah. Ah, okay, line of sight. Yeah, VP is reduced by 20%. Yeah, I think a rear Admiral's mode is the best. This is the one that is picked. You can still prevent the AI jank by having some interesting mechanics, like if you lose line of sight in the night, that the vision gets lost. Okay, I cut a stream and then change to rule the base.